Hey, what's up, guys? It's Foster from Inglês no Rádio. And today, Alexia is saying, of course, who else would it be? Today, we have a very special guest. Special guest, would you please tell us who you are?
My name is Jamie Hodge, and I'm Foster's dad.
Yes. My dad is on the show. Super happy. We've had my brother, now my sister-in-law, and finally, my dad.
Well, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, we are happy to have you. So, Dad, I thought it would be funny if we just started with a couple of random questions about Brazil to see how you do.
Fire away.
Far away. Okay. What is the capital of Brazil?
Brasilia.
Muito bem. Approximate population of Brazil?
I'm thinking 250 million.
More or less, I would say 220, something like that. Yeah. Okay, final question. What is your opinion on squirrels?
You know, I think squirrels are really odd creatures.
Do you care to elaborate?
Well, the world needs squirrels. You know, squirrels, they open acorns and they scatter the acorns, which result in little baby oak trees being born all over the world. But squirrels are pretty nasty little rat-like animals.
Okay, so you understand the necessity of them, but you're not
I do.
particularly fond of them.
Like I understand the necessity of cockroaches.
Okay, so Dad just compared squirrels to cockroaches. Alexia is horrified.
That was pretty random, I got to admit. Okay. So.
The reason I asked that question is all Brazilians love squirrels. So,
I just offended 220 million people.
Yeah, so if Brazilians go to Central Park and they see squirrels and they think, oh my God, they're so cute.
Yeah, sorry, never got into squirrels.
So, Dad, the first thing I wanted to talk to you about is you have actually visited Rio when, I guess this was 2015, 2014?
It would had to have been, it was 16, wasn't it? Yeah, March of 16, 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's almost 3 years ago, exactly. Yeah. What were your general impressions of Rio?
Well, first of all, it was the people. I mean, the folks that I had the pleasure of meeting, it was truly the most friendly, gentle people I'd ever been around. I mean, and they were all strangers, but from the people on the street and the restaurants and the bars that we went to, and all your friends, they were just a gentle bunch of nice people, and you had told me all about the crazy stuff in Rio, but I didn't see any of that. You know, I saw good folks.
So, just to give a brief disclaimer before we continue this conversation, my dad is born and raised in the South. He's also from Spartanburg, South Carolina, naturally. And my dad's accent is probably going to be a little bit more difficult for people to understand. Alexia, you would agree with that, right? Yeah.
Alexia's figured it out, though.
Yeah. We'll talk about the Southern accent, but just wanted to give our listeners a note that you do speak fast and kind of mumble sometimes.
Yes, I do.
So you spent more or less 1 week in Rio. What was your favorite thing that we did?
Oh, golly. I mean, there was some life-changing events, notably getting body slammed by a wave on Ipanema Beach. I've been in Brazil all of 3 hours and almost had to go to the hospital. But it wasn't anything that 6 beers didn't fix. But we went hang gliding, and that truly was life-changing. I didn't think I had the balls to do that, but and I didn't think Foster did either. But we did it together, and it's something we'll always remember.
I wasn't even that scared when we did it, honestly.
Well, you didn't have time to be scared. You just ran and jumped. But it was really cool. It was just the sense of being in a totally different country and different culture that I really wasn't prepared for. I've traveled a pretty good bit around the world, but I'd never spent much time in certainly in a Portuguese speaking country. But Rio was, it's a big city, it's a bustling city, but where we stayed, the little neighborhoods felt like a small city, and it was a great experience.
Yeah, that is awesome. I think it was a great trip. I know that all our friends loved having you there, and we had a really good time. So, Dad, we have been doing kind of a series on business. So all of our students want to learn about business English, primarily because for two reasons. In one case, they have to use business at work, so they are talking to clients, and it's just a constant struggle. Or on the other hand, they are seeking new job opportunities, and they need to improve their English to be applicable for these new jobs. You are a businessman, so I kind of wanted to talk about that. Can you just briefly explain what you do?
Our family is in the floor covering business. We sell carpet and tile and all the things that go on the floor. And we sell that to residential customers, which means it goes in your home. And we also sell it to commercial customers, which means we put it in hospitals and schools. And
Can you explain what tile is?
Now, tile to me is different than tile in Brazil, because Brazil is, I think, the second largest tile producer in the world. And tile to you guys is hard tile, porcelain tile, ceramic tile, marble, and stone, those types of things, which you see all over Brazil. But we do mostly soft tile, which is what we call resilient tile, which is sheet vinyl and kind of the fake-looking wood floors, which are very popular these days. And we put those in a wide variety of applications.
Yeah. So you are in the flooring business.
We are in the flooring business.
Right. And the name of your company is?
Hodge Floors.
Hodge Floors.
Foster Hodge, Jamie Hodge, Hodge Floors.
It all makes sense. When did you change the name from Hodge Carpets to Hodge Floors?
We did that about 5 years ago, and we had been Hodge Carpets for about 40 years. And they realized that the marketplace had changed, and carpet used to be a huge proportion of our business, but it became smaller and smaller, and other forms of flooring took hold, and carpet became a smaller part of our business. So we thought a better descriptive name would be Hodge Floors, which is more all-encompassing than Hodge Carpets exclusively.
Right. Carpet is just either a carpeted room or rugs, and flooring can be...
Yeah, as a soft surface textile product, correct.
Very technical and accurate way to describe it. So an interesting thing about my dad's business is your dad, my grandfather, actually started that business.
He did.
Do you want to tell a little bit about that story?
Well, it's kind of funny. I hope you got some time, but it was quite
got all the time you want, Dad.
Quite by accident, but I come from a long line of entrepreneurs, and I'm sure Foster and Lexi have talked to you about entrepreneurs, as they are the ultimate entrepreneurs, which are folks that start businesses and run businesses, by themselves. But my grandfather was an immigrant from the Middle East, came over to the United States in the early 1900s, and didn't have anything to do, and started selling towels and sheets and pillowcases and bedspreads door to door.
This was in New York, right?
This was actually after he'd moved here. He immigrated to New York, had some relatives that lived down here. He came down here as in his late teens, and saved some money and bought a wagon and a donkey, and seriously went around the neighborhoods and sold things door to door. And so, he's kind of the first entrepreneur in the family, and my father followed suit, and he tried to work with his granddad. They didn't get along, so my father started his own business. And then one day, my father had built some buildings, and he had rented one of the buildings to a furniture store. And the furniture store had a little carpet department. And one Sunday or Monday, my dad came to work, and he noticed that the furniture store had moved out in the middle of the night.